Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 41 of the Last Eaglehart podcast. DJ, spin it.
Eaglehart podcast. You are listening to the Last Eaglehart. You are listening to the Last Eaglehart podcast.
What is up today, guys? How's it going? How's your week? How's your day been? Actually, I've noticed after 41 episodes, it has taken me 41 episodes of this podcast to finally realize that when I ask, how's your day, how's your week been, that I do not give enough time in between for you to reply back to me, even though I may not be able to hear those replies. You know, I think I should at least give you the line of decency to be able, for y'all to be able to at least reply to me, because it's, I don't know, it just seems so selfish of me. So I'm going to ask again, how's your day, how's your week been? And I'm going to give a moment of silence, just a little bit of time for you to reply back to me. So, how's your day? How's your week been? And that is how much time that we have, because I can't give up forever. I'm not going to just stand here or sit here and just wait for these invisible replies. Y'all probably didn't even say anything anyway, so it doesn't matter. But can you guess the can I speak English? Can you guess the outfit for this episode? Episode 41. Exactly. Does anything look weird? Does anything look suspicious? I'll take you a moment and give you a little bit of time to take a good guess. But, once again, we don't have a lot of time. This episode is dedicated to the outfit of Inside Out. Check it out. Inside Out hoodie. Inside Out shorts. Look at that. The pockets are showing. They're all flashy. I even have Inside Out socks with Crocs. Woo! I almost pulled a hammy putting up my leg that high. I didn't realize, oh man, I need to stretch more. That's what I just realized. I need to stretch a lot more before doing things like that. That was an obstacle that I did not think I was going to be facing today, but it ended up happening. Anyways, Inside Out is the outfit of choice. I even have, for the fun of it, I even made my own gourmet Inside Out peanut butter sandwich. No jelly, just peanut butter. And if you're offended by this peanut butter sandwich because it's crunchy peanut butter, not creamy, then you have no rights even looking at it anyways if you are watching it, happen to be watching it on YouTube. So don't even pay any attention or pay any mind to it. I'm not going to eat it. I just made it for the fact of the Inside Out. Speaking of peanut butter, today I was at work and we ran out of plastic knives, and I usually make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and it happened to so be that the day that I was going to be making another peanut butter and jelly sandwich that we did run out of knives, so I had to use a spoon instead of a knife. So I went ahead and grabbed 2 spoons, one for the peanut butter and one for the jelly, because I have a line of decency. I am not going to use one spoon and then dip it into the peanut butter, spread it, and then lick it off, and then go into the jelly. I may have done that pre-COVID, but now definitely I can't do that at all. I would never do that anyways, but because that's disgusting. So I got 2 spoons, and I started spreading my peanut butter, and this guy comes up behind me and goes, Are you a spoon spreader? What? Did you just call me a spoon spreader? And I didn't know how to take it because I was like, hold on. I don't think he's calling me anything bad, but for some reason, like in my mind, I kind of took it as a racial slur, like a spoon spreader. So apparently at work now, I'm a spoon spreader. So if you run out of knives, if you run out of knives and you use spoons, then guess what? You're in the same team with me, and you're in the same group. You're a spoon spreader. So we're all spoon spreading together. That's just how it's got to be. We got to team up and go against those people that hate on spoon spreading. And I don't know. I've never been called a spoon spreader, but I guess that's what I am now. But other than that, I just got back from a glorious vacation. Hold on a second. Why is this paper here? I gotta get this paper off. But before I get into this I know what this paper is. I know what this paper is. This paper right here. This is my to get my refund check from college. The college that I dropped out of, I get a refund check, which is amazing. Okay, you have to think about my point of view here. I went a full semester to college. And in the middle of that semester, I decided to go ahead and quit. And in the midway through, and go ahead and just give up. I didn't even drop out. Like sign my papers to drop out. I literally went in there and just didn't show up to classes at all. I got emails just zero after zero after zero after zero after zero. I felt like a champ, doing that. And I was so worried that I was gonna be I was worried about money anyways, but the fact is like I was, whatever. I'm gonna have $5,000 in debt. My FAFSA didn't go through, and it's game over for me anyways. I don't even like being here, and so that was that. And I was just gonna settle with the fact that I had $5,000 in debt, which honestly, $5,000 in debt for college, I mean, it's really not bad for the average. I don't know what the exact average is. We'll go ahead and look this up. Because I think the average is really not that bad compared to $5,000. But I only went a semester, granted. What is the national debt average for a college student? I like to read out everything that I'm typing to inform everybody that's listening and or watching, because I don't like long pauses. That's one thing I've noticed about me. I just hate silence, especially when I'm recording something. It's just not my style. Get off the Wi-Fi because it sucks. I've been through this many of other podcasts. The Wi-Fi sucks here. The average is $29,000. So I had way less than that. So I'm not really worried about it at all. 5,000, I'll take it. So 0 scholarships, 0 everything. I had like a little over 5,000. And next thing you know, I did not deserve the blessing that was bestowed upon me. I legit checked my email one day, and I guess they were giving out COVID relief things, and my $5,000 in debt was forgiven. And on top of that, I got a $570 refund check. So I got paid to go to college, and I didn't even go to college really. I literally went for like a month and a half, maybe 2 months tops, and then just fully gave up and just went into full-time work and pretended that that part of my life wasn't even existing. So that piece of paper right there is just for me to send to the college that I dropped out of, and I'm going to be getting a nice $570 refund check for, I don't even deserve it, honestly, just for out of the simple fact that I don't know. I don't know, dude. It's amazing just to even think that, I got paid to basically try out college, and that's definitely a God thing for sure. And I'm more than happy to take that $570 off their hands. That's just more money for me. Anyways, vacation. I had a blast at vacation. We played some board games while we were on the beach as well. Is it Catan or Catan? Catan or Catan? Because that was the thing that I ran into tonight. When now I'm filming this podcast very late at night. I just got back from playing that board game, the famous board game of Catan or Catan. I'll be honest, I don't really like that game. If you are a fan of that board game, then go ahead. That's awesome. Have fun playing it. But it takes so long. I hate board games that take like 2 hours, 2.5 hours, just for I don't know, for nothing. Exactly. We just wasted 2.5 hours of my life trading hay, ore, and brick just to build a little city and a little colony on a board game. Now, I like little quick games. If we're going to play a game, that's just me. It's not my attention span, but it's just quick, easy games. And we can get 9 games in of a small game before we can get one Catan game or Catan. I still don't know what the proper... I say Catan. I'm going to stick with it. If you say Catan, whatever. I feel like if you're a person that says Catan, though, you feel like that you're way better at the game than you actually are. That's just my opinion. Okay? But I don't know where Catan came from. Actually, you know what? I am actually going to put this in an English translator. English to Spanish. I'm just going to do is English to Spanish translator and just do Catan. Hold on. Let's see here. Let's see. Catan. Even.
Catan.
Listen, everybody.
Catan.
Catan. So it's not Catan. Whoever started the Catan thing, you just got proved wrong by the internet. Google clearly said Catan, and we're sticking with it. But we were playing this game, and it took forever. We even played it on my vacation, and it took forever as well. I'm not a big fan of the game, just out of the simple fact of those multiple things, and it's just not that fun. But it was like tonight, before I get into the vacation, I know I'm backtracking, going all over the place, but I'm trying to keep everything molded together, and I keep on just rethinking things. And we were at this couples. We had like couples, and we had a few singles at the whatever, but I don't know. I guess I'm not around enough like couples to really realize like how cringy they can be sometimes. Okay, the babe couples. Those are probably the worst ones. The ones that constantly have to call each other babe 24/7. Babe. Babe. Oh, come on, babe. And they have to say babe in a sentence, 3-4 times. It's kind of like saying the word like or but they submit babe into it. And the babe couples, I'm not a big fan of. So if you're one of those couples that have to constantly call each other babe back and forth, stop it. You just make me want to tense up. So I had to deal with that tonight and rough through it. But I made it through, and I'm here, and I'm doing the podcast right now. But the vacation. Oh my God. It was so awesome. A week and a half of just being able to be off of work, be able to have the time of my life. First off, I went to a wedding. I've never been in a wedding before. I was a groomsman. It was fun. Just to be able to watch one of my friends get married, that was honestly a very cool experience. I mean, it brought a tear in my eye. I was like, oh, he's happy. That's awesome. It was a very great moment watching the parents all get along together, and it's just, I don't know. I love weddings just as a simple fact that everybody's happy. I know there's some of those weddings that have like the drama and stuff, but for the most part, the weddings that I've been to, very wholesome, very wholehearted. The families can take their disputes and put it to the side, and everybody can have a great time. It was very interesting. But we were in Des Moines, Iowa. Des Moines, I've never been, but the city is, honestly, it's a very nice city, but it's like small. It's a very small, nice city. And so it's just a bunch of cornfields around it. You literally go 5 minutes out, it's just fields of corn. It's just like, it's all they got. It's corn on the way there. You can't see anything over, and it's pretty flat for the most part. Anyways, besides the terrain, we get to the hotel, and the hotel is very nice. I mean, I don't know. It was a very nice, but it didn't have a microwave. It didn't have a microwave or anything like that in it, which was very interesting to me, because if I ever wanted to microwave any food, which I did want to microwave food, I'll be getting to that later, but I did want to microwave, but they didn't have a microwave. It was a very nice hotel there in downtown Des Moines, and I don't know, I feel like that's one of the big things that I've always gotten to have in a hotel room that wasn't accessible. It was a microwave, but they did have beautiful view, beautiful bathroom. You couldn't beat it. And the complimentary conditioner and shampoo I had to take with me. It smelled amazing. Because I got the luscious locks. You have to vibe with the good shampoo and conditioner. I'm pretty sure it was Suave. And it's just fun to say Suave. And, you have to take those things sometimes. I was even tempted. They had a robe. Okay, any hotel room that has a robe, like you can wear a robe, I was tempted to take that. I'm not a thief, okay? So that's why I didn't do it. But if I was, that would probably be one of my items to take, just because it was so comfy, just to be like, oh, just after a shower, just to be able to sit in it, like drink your coffee, feel like that you're a king for a day or something. It was very awesome. But, let me kind of skip over the amazing part of my whole vacation because it happened during the time that I was on that wedding. And I'm going to go on to the road trip part. So you're going to have to bear with me. We're now in the road trip section. I love road trips. I love traveling. I would love to, travel different places and eventually, maybe do some mission work and evangelize, whatever, God takes me. But the thing at the same time, though, is I also just love traveling in general, even though with the aching cramps in your legs, and just the drain that it does on your brain. Other than that, I don't know. It's just nice to be able to go to different places. I absolutely love it. But one of the top things, like I even talked about in my last podcast, was that road trip snacks. That was one of the big things that I talked about. And I was talking about like my favorite road trip snacks. And if you didn't listen to the last podcast, I, of course, encourage you to go listen to episode 40. It's amazing. It's awesome. It's probably not going to top this podcast because there's some crazy things that went on during this vacation. One really big thing that I'm definitely not going to spoil right now. I really want to spoil it right now. I really do, but I want to keep y'all hanging on in there and talk about these snacks. So anyways, if you didn't, I'll give you a little rundown. I like the sweet tart ropes for road trip snacks. I enjoy, chips. I'm like banana chips and stuff, like simple little things, but I don't enjoy those road trip snacks also outside and just have them as regular snacks. Like, you'll never catch me eating sweet tart ropes just at the house. I just like them on a road trip. I don't know why, but that's my weirdness, and that's how I settle. So I went to Instagram, and I've noticed that in this podcast, I just celebrated recently a year of doing this podcast. It's been a little over a year now that I've had this podcast. Yeah, we're going to insert some applause whenever I edit it. But you can even clap for the people at home watching, listening. And I've been doing this podcast for a little over a year and a half now. Or not even a year and a half, but just a little over a year, we'll say. And I recently celebrated an anniversary of the Last I Go Heart podcast. And I just looked at my numbers and noticed that like it has grown a lot, and the viewers and the listeners have grown, especially with me videotaping myself and putting it on YouTube. It has for sure, brought more of an audience, and I have, wanted to somehow incorporate the audience and make them feel a part of my podcast too, to make it, more, connected and more entertaining. Also, it helps me with just having different things to talk about. I've always wanted to incorporate my audience or an audience or people that listen to it because it feels more fun. It really does. Like to have people, talk about different things, and I talk about on the podcast and they react to stuff and whatnot. I don't know. It makes it more fun and more interesting. And so I put a poll out on my Instagram. So if you don't follow my Instagram, go down in the description. It'll be in the description of YouTube, description of Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever. Go follow me on all forms of social media. I even got Twitter and Snapchat back. I don't even know why I deleted Twitter in the first place. I love that thing. I literally love dumping out random stupid thoughts that I have and just putting it on Twitter. I don't know why I deleted it, but I guess I was just going through something at the time. But I also got Snapchat back. I didn't have Snapchat back for Snapchat for the longest time, just for reasons. I had no point of using it at all. But now I got it back. I have to learn the lingo now, like want to scoop, to be honest. Are you? I don't know. I gotta learn all the lingo of YouTube, or not YouTube, of Snapchat. But I got all those back because I want, to shout out this podcast and shout out, and incorporate as much of an audience that I possibly can, because I don't know. I just want whatever platform is your favorite. So Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, all that. Go follow me on it at Dawson. It'll be in the description. But anyways, back to what I was saying. I posted on my Instagram story, what is your favorite snack? And for road trip snack. And I got some very great answers. Very great answers. And it surprised me of how many people actually replied to my story, because I didn't expect a lot. Usually people just, like, I thought they would be like me and just skip through the stories and just move on, but I actually got some responses. I guess people loved it. Oh, one person said Cheez-Its. Cheez-Its are by far a great road trip snack. I personally don't eat Cheez-Its on road trips much. I'm more, leaning to like candy. I like sweets. I like sweeter stuff. I also just like gum. Gum's always good, but you wouldn't call that a snack. I'm talking chew, swallow. I'm more of like a chip guy. Cheez-Its are good, but not my style particularly, but they are good. They are good. I'm not drowning on it. Sweet and spicy Doritos. I don't know if they're just called sweet and spicy Doritos. Never had them though, but I am very interested to try them. I have to try them on the road trip for sure. Maybe you would, spark up some just awesome dopamine levels on a road trip, because honestly, snacks make you in a way better mood, and especially on a road trip, you gotta have the great snack to bring up those dopamine levels for sure. Oatmeal cream pies and beef jerky. I saw that, I was like, what a combination. What a combination. And then they also rebutted with, oh, I also forgot to add Monster as the drink. Wow. So oatmeal cream pies, beef jerky, and on top of that, a Monster. I mean, I don't know what you're trying to put in your system or what you're trying to start in your stomach, but I think you're going to start in a whole eruption in your stomach. Your stomach's probably going to rupture with that mixture. And then you got Red Bull. Someone said Red Bull. They got to have Red Bull. Caffeine is a must on a road trip. It really is. I don't care what anybody says. If anybody ever says, oh yeah, I've driven 8-9 hours just completely without any caffeine in me, I haven't had a cup of coffee, I just had straight water, they're liars. Or they definitely did not drive all the way, or they were just the passenger and they slept most of the trip. Then they took that over. Animal crackers and Cheez-Its. Okay, there's Cheez-Its again. But this time it's just Cheez-It. Someone just said like animal crackers and a Cheez-It. So you're implying to me that you have animal crackers and just one Cheez-It. So do you have like a handful of animal crackers? For every handful of animal crackers you have a Cheez-It? Or do you have like one animal cracker for one cheese? Like, I'm trying to just get the lingo here. But animal crackers bring great childhood memories back. They really do. I saw this. I was like, man, I haven't had animal crackers in a long time, but they bring back glorious memories. My problem is, though, is you have to have something to drink with animal crackers if you have more than one. If you have one, I think you just down it down, but more than often, you're trying to shove in more than one animal cracker. At one time, I tried to have, I'm trying to think of what did I say that I had? It was like I think I had a zebra and a giraffe mixture. I had a giraffe, as you will. I had a giraffe. I put a giraffe in my mouth, and next thing you know, I almost choked and died because I had absolutely no water near me. It was like the saltine cracker challenge, and I couldn't get that thing down. It was awful. It was definitely not the most fun at all. Now you have Chex Mix. It will never do you wrong. Chex Mix. It depends on the Chex Mix. The original kind, it's good. I'll be honest. But have you ever had the Muddy Buddies? Ooh, the Muddy Buddies, you can never go wrong. The Oreo ones. The cream, cookies and cream Muddy Buddies. Oh my God. If you have never had the Oreo and the cookies and cream Muddy Buddies, go to your local gas station, pick them up. I'll be honest, they're a little bit more on the expensive side, but they are so worth it. I can't stop eating them. They're like crack to me. I have those on a road trip for sure. And then sunflower seeds. I'm not why? Sunflower seeds, like, you have to constantly spit them out. I've never been a big fan of sunflower seeds. It's just I feel like the only reason why you would ever have sunflower seeds is if you have an awful dipping habit and you were wanting to stop it. So therefore you're like, I'm gonna substitute sunflower seeds because, it's like that habit that I gotta break. And that really brought back memories of my dad because he used sunflower seeds as a substitute to stop dipping. And that would be the only reason to me that you would ever have sunflower seeds. But that's just my opinion. Or you're a baseball player. There you go. We'll add that in there. Baseball player. So thank you for participating, for the people that participated. And those were all or most of the, road trip snacks. But before we move on, there was one road trip snack that was put on there that definitely caught my eye that I've never tried before. Somebody put Bugles and the Cheese Whiz, or the little spray cheese thing. They put that in Bugles, and they said that they take a Bugle and they put cheese on top like it's a little ice cream cone, and they make it swirl, and then they eat it. And they said it's the most delicious thing to have on a road trip ever. And I am here for it, and I want to try it. I really do. So I went to my local grocery store, aka Walmart, aka the only place really around here. And I picked up a bag of Bugles and some of this Easy Cheese. That's what it's called, Easy Cheese. Are you supposed to shake Easy Cheese before? I don't think so. I just naturally shook it because it was like, it's in a whipped cream container. So it's like, I haven't had this Easy Cheese stuff in a long time. In a real long time. I used to have it on crackers all the time when I was a kid. Now, it was really hard to find, honestly. There was like maybe 2 cans of this stuff in the aisle. I also couldn't find Bugles. They were really hard to find as well. But I had to try this combination because this was something that I've never heard before. I also never heard of oatmeal cream pies mixed with beef jerky mixed with Monster, but I knew my gut couldn't take that, so I'm not going to try that. So, as a new road trip snack that I am going to maybe add on the list of road trip snacks or take off and just put that on the no, do not have this on a road trip as a road trip snack list. Bugles and Easy Cheese. Let's try this out. So we're going to open this up, get some of that nice ASMR in there, as always. And I haven't had Bugles in a long time. Look at that. Look at that. That is a beautiful Bugle. It looks like an ice cream cone. It really does. I'm going to put that on the table for a second. Open this Easy Cheese. Easy Cheese. Easy to open. So I would say Easy Cheese. So we're going to put that to the side. I'm just going to shake it for the heck of it. Why not? We're going to get a few shakes in and then put this Easy Cheese. You know what? I'm going to put this like this is for the viewers. Put this. Hold on. Can it spray? Is it? Do I need to poke some? Oh, there it goes. Ah, there we go. Oh, put a few layers on there. There we go. For the viewers at home on YouTube, this is a Bugle with Easy Cheese. It does look like an ice cream cone. How would I rate of how it looks? Would it be, does it look delicious? Honestly, to me, it does look pretty delicious, but let's do the taste test. All right. I'm going to have to get another one in. I'm going to have to get another one. Another one in. I'm going to layer it a little bit more. Boom. All right. That's bomb. That is fire. That is delicious. That is road trip worthy. I am putting that on my list of road trip snacks. Bugles and Easy Cheese. If you have not tried this combo, go. For the people at home, go buy yourself a bag of Bugles and a can of Easy Cheese. I got cheddar. You can get whatever flavor. Make yourself a little ice cream cone out of it. And you got yourself a match made in heaven. That actually tastes really good. It's got like a salty, It's like a salty flavor, but then you got the cheddar mixed in with it. I think it's a great combo, honestly. You can't go wrong with it. So, thank you for everybody that sent in what their road trip snack was. Thanks for participating. I'm going to have more polls. I'm going to have more things of that nature. But also, traveling wise, road trip, biggest thing, when I went to Gulf Shores and I went deep sea fishing. So that was awesome. Honestly, I've never been deep sea fishing, but literally caught 40 fish, not by myself. I had, 3 other people to help out of the family. It was honestly a great time. I had fun, went parasailing, just being able to chill, relax on the beach, buried myself in the sand, got a nice tan, like I already haven't had one, Man, I pride myself on that. Got a little, look, I got a pretty nice tan for a white dude. I'll be honest. That crispy. But probably the biggest thing about road trips for me that kind of cracks me up, that makes me, I don't know if anybody has these same thoughts about road trips, but going through small towns, I'm not talking about any small towns. I'm talking the small towns that have barely anything in it, that you don't even know how they're surviving. It looks like they have no schools around, and you're like wondering how the kids even get to school, if they have a school. We were heading to Gulf Shores, and we went through this one town. It was called Transylvania. Was it? It was like, yeah, it was it was Transylvania, Arkansas, I think. It was either Transylvania, Arkansas, or Transylvania, Louisiana. I think it was Transylvania, Arkansas. And it connected with Louisiana. And it just was this road. It was just a road. And literally, this town was just a field. It was just fields of peanuts. Peanuts and corn. Those are 2 cash crops that they got. Was peanuts and corn. Weirdest combo ever. The houses weren't that great looking. It was very country setting. But the thing is, though, we did come across like one huge like mansion that had like, it looked like one of those like old Western mansions where they had like the weird looking like open gates, and you go in with your horse and buggy, and you go in, and there's like this huge I'm like, I guess that's what peanuts buy you, all the selling peanuts, and then boom, you get that. And they had a huge peanut farm, but it makes me curious I didn't see any school or anything, and I'm like, some of these people obviously have to have kids. Do they just not let their kids go to school, or they're like, oh, you're not going to school, you're taking over the family farm, and you're coming over here, and you're going to be taking this thing over, and you're going to be going for it, and I don't want any, you're not doing this education stuff. You are going here, you're going to be picking peanuts for the rest of your life. You're going to have to enjoy it, thoroughly enjoy it, and I'm like, okay, all right, fine. I guess I'm gonna be a peanut picker for the rest of my life, and then I'm gonna help along the way. As I'm a peanut picker, I'm gonna help the spoon spreaders with the peanut picking, and they're gonna make the greatest combination ever. You get the peanut pickers, and they pass it along to the spoon spreaders, and then you got a delicious treat that's made out of it. But I don't know, it's just weird. Small towns crack me up, especially the ones that have 0 cellular service, because I don't know how they even, like, this Transylvania town had 0 cellular service whatsoever. I'm like, do they like write letters to each other, I guess? I mean, they may have Wi-Fi, but I doubt it. If they have no cellular whatsoever, I'm assuming the Wi-Fi is pretty dead as well. So do they just deliver it by, do they just tape a note on a rock and they throw it through a window, and they're like, hey Janet, read this? I don't know. So going through small towns is very interesting. Has always interested me, in Transylvania, Arkansas for sure is one on those top list of things of I'm just curious. Also, the small churches that are there. To me, a small town has more small churches than actual homes. And I saw that was relevant in Transylvania. Like, you had, like, literally, like, for every one family home, you had 3 small churches in Transylvania, Arkansas. Just one home that had a decently sized family. You have 3 churches that took up part of the peanut fields and the cornfields. And I've always wanted to just walk into one of those churches and just attend a Sunday service just to see kind of what they run like. There's like maybe 4 people in there. They got bad blood with the other side of the road that has a church, and they only have 4 people in their congregation as well. I wonder what their hymns are. I don't know. It just sparks interest in me. I don't know. I cannot be the only one that's had these thoughts going through small towns at all. Absolutely not. Because you break down at those small towns. There's no way you can call AAA. There's no service. So, I mean, do you find somebody there? Are they going to help you fix it? Or they're going to just leave you hanging, whichever one. What is it going to be? I don't know. But vacation was great. But the biggest thing that made my vacation the best part was at the very beginning when I was at my friend's wedding. And during my friend's wedding, the night after it, like, so we got back to the hotel room, and that night, this brings up the microwave part, because we needed the microwave because we wanted some pizza rolls at 1 o'clock in the morning. And what better way to make some pizza rolls than in the microwave? But we had absolutely no microwave, but we had pizza rolls that we wanted to cook. The blow dryer wasn't working. So I don't know. One of my friends took over, was trying to blow dry them, and then ate one and was like, "That's disgusting." I was like, I knew that was going to be disgusting. So then we had the bright idea to just go to where some other family members were staying at the hotel down the street at the Marriott, and use their microwave and just walk in there with a bag of Tostino pizza rolls and just go ham and make as many pizza rolls that our plate could fill, and then bring it back. So we take these pizza rolls, and it's just me and a friend of mine, and we go into this hotel, and we are cooking pizza rolls. And in the middle of me, like, putting some pizza rolls in, I see on my peripherals somebody walk up, like, they got like this gangster little, like, swag walk to them, and they pull open this fridge and they grab a Modelo out, and I glance over and I look, I'm like, is that Nate Diaz? There's no way. There's no way. And I've never seen a celebrity in my life. I have seen a celebrity. I have been to music festivals, but I have never met a celebrity before. And so when I saw, and especially like in the events that unfolded, I literally was in Des Moines, Iowa, at a Marriott, 1 o'clock in the morning, cooking pizza rolls in a lobby, and I just happened to crawl upon Nate Diaz, grabbing a Modelo out of the fridge as he was about to go do whatever he was doing. And I acted like a little preteen girl that just saw One Direction for the first time. I was like, oh my God, is that Nick Diaz or Nate Diaz? And I was like, hold on a second. I actually had some doubts in my head, because once you see, so like, I wasn't 100% confident that's who it was, because I couldn't believe that it was 1 o'clock in the morning. I was actually seeing who I was seeing. So I asked his friend that was right next to him, and he was out of his mind. Like, he was definitely been drinking. He definitely was throwing in the as much drinking as he possibly could. And he was still hanging on to that little flask thing. He was just pouring it up, whatever. And I asked his friend, I was like, is that who I think it is? And he goes, that's exactly who you think it is, man. And I was like, oh my God. And I was like, Nate. And I was like, Nate, dude, I'm a huge fan. I'm I'm like, dude, it's like, what's up? And he goes, what's up? And I can't. I'm terrible with accents. I am terrible with accents, but it is exactly who he is on TV. He is the West Coast gangster. That's 100%. He turned around. I don't know. I don't know, dude. It was so funny. But here's the thing. Before I go any further, I tell people, like, Nate Diaz. Who is Nate Diaz? Okay, for the people that know who Nate Diaz is, he is a UFC champion. He has fought Conor McGregor, and he has fought top fighters. He literally can take a punch. I don't know, I've been watching him for a long time now. He's literally my favorite fighter, like one of my favorite fighters, of course. Okay, I'm not going to say that he's but he's one of them that I love watching because that dude never gives up. Never gives up. I mean, his eyebrows even giving up, but he's never giving up. And I don't know. If you don't know who he is, because I tell some people this story and it literally goes over their head because they're just like, what? What's the UFC? What's a Nate Diaz? I'm like, what? You don't know who Nate Diaz is. Everybody knows who Nate Diaz is. Come on. You've never at least heard of him? Because I can understand like some other UFC fighters that you've never heard of. But like Conor McGregor, Nate Diaz, those fighters, they're very famous. They're well enough off that you should be able to even know them if you don't even watch much UFC. Because they're famous for other things, like their social media presence. So if you don't know who Nate Diaz is, he has 5 million followers on Instagram. He has a little blue check mark, so he's at least somewhat of importance. And if you can imagine how excited I was, just imagine one of your favorite celebrities, you seeing them out in public at 1 o'clock in the morning and at a random hotel in Des Moines, Iowa. And put that into perspective and be like, oh, wow, that was amazing. But anyway, so I asked Nate Diaz for a picture. I was like, can I get a picture? And he goes, anything for a fan. I was like, all right, let's go. And of course, he was toasted as well. I mean, I think his whole group is pretty. They were drinking. I don't know. Then anyways, so what I'm saying is he was having a great time. He was enjoying it. Like, and the people that were his friends, they were very cool too. But I took a picture with them. It'll be popping up. I'll pop it up. Let's put it to the left of me. All right, boom, right there. That's a picture of me and Nate, and that's just him, in his natural habitat, doing his thing. I don't know. I was so excited in that moment. And all of a sudden, his brother, Nick Diaz, was there. Didn't know that I was talking to Nick Diaz for the longest time. I didn't even know it was Nick Diaz until I got back to the hotel. And then they told me that I was talking to Nick Diaz because of the picture. I was so confused. But anyways, he came up and started talking to us. And he was talking to us about why they were there. They were at this UFC seminar, and they were basically he was trying to get me. He was like, hey, you gonna come to this, UFC seminar kind of thing? And I already knew in the back of my mind, well, number one, no. It was out of a friend's wedding that I was attending and I was being a part of. I'm not gonna totally just ditch it out to go to this UFC seminar. Number two, it was $100. I think it was like $100, $120 to do this UFC seminar. I'm like, no, I don't have that kind of money. I'm not just gonna fling out $120 to go to this UFC seminar. I mean, it was Nick Diaz. I mean, he doesn't have to have any promotional status whatsoever. He's just like, I'm Nick Diaz, I would love to have that status, just to be like the celebrity that could just go up to anybody like, hey, you're gonna come to the conference night. And then like the person that's like right in front of me, yeah, I'll give you whatever you want, like all the money. Yeah, what's up? Like it's gonna cost about $300. Okay, I'll spend $300 right now. What? Just be $300 just to come see my stuff tomorrow? Well, bet. No promotion, no nothing, no bargaining. You don't get a free T-shirt out of it. No, you just get to see my face. Just imagine if like okay, I saw this these things going around like on TikTok and Instagram reels and stuff. I'll just be scrolling, the next thing you know, be like, if your day is going bad, here's Chris Pratt smiling. for 30 seconds. And it's just Chris Pratt just. If your day is going bad, here's Justin Bieber laughing. And he's just sitting there laughing. And he's got like tacky music behind it. If they didn't have the status that they had, no one would flipping care. No one would care. If they did not have millions of dollars backing them up, no one would care less about them. And that's what, I don't know, that's just, my mind blows. It's just blown by that. Like, if I had, if I had a whole lot of money, then I could be making my own videos. It'd just be like, hey, if your day's bad, here's me smiling. And that's just a 30-second video of just me smiling. And everybody's like, oh my God, dude, that smile right there. That's a $20 million smile right there, man. That net worth. Ooh, man, that made me happy. That made me smile with joy. Man, I love Dawson's character. But now, since I'm broke, Dawson's okay. Dawson's whatever. But if I have millions of dollars backing me, they're like, man, that Dawson dude, he's a pretty cool dude. You know, he built up a stature for himself. I mean, I saw that 30-second video of him smiling and laughing, and it brought my joy up. So just be able to be in Nick Diaz's status and him coming up to me asking me to go to the seminar, most of anybody else would have done that. But then Nate came back and handed my friend's mom a Modelo and offered her a drink and gave her the Modelo. And then Nick started talking. It was like, oh, is that her mom? And we're like, yeah. And he's like, well, hey, you can come clubbing with us. And what? Hold on, time out. Did I just get an invite to go clubbing with Nick and Nate Diaz? Did I just get a? Hold on a second. Oh yeah, hold on. It just clicked. Yeah, I did get an invite to go clubbing with Nick and Nate Diaz. But the only condition was if she came, if the mom came. She wasn't down for it. I missed an opportunity, but I wouldn't have gone anyways. It was 1:00 in the morning, and I know I told this story to many other people. Many people were like, "Really? Was it a lifetime opportunity?" I would have dropped everything in a heartbeat and went clubbing with Nick and Nate Diaz. I don't party. Number one. Number two, it's the Nick and Nate Diaz style of partying, the rich type of partying. I don't like you have the money to afford to party like they do. They smoke tons of weed. They drink a whole lot. I would like, even if I wanted to, I wouldn't even be able to keep up. I would probably kill myself in the process of doing it, but I wouldn't even want to do it in the first place. Okay, meet me. We can have like a nice brunch together. Have a nice dinner or whatever. But I'm not going to a club with Nick and Nate Diaz. Also, I have never smoked weed. I have never planned. I never want to smoke weed. But I would be put in the position. I already know if I went clubbing with Nate Diaz and Nick Diaz, I would be put in a position. I would probably be in a rotation with Nick and Nate Diaz. Nate or Nick would end up getting to the point of me and passing me marijuana. And in that moment, I can't tell you if I am 100% certain that I would say no to that. Oh, you wouldn't say no? What, Dawson? What? No. Are you kidding me? Especially since there's a video on YouTube of Nick Diaz. I think there may have been Nate there as well, but it was at least Nick Diaz smoking a weed with Snoop Dogg. Okay? Literally, that's their status. They're like, that's like they. Like, I think every celebrity has something that's complimentary to them, and that there's something that you have to participate in, or something that you would have to like to be, a part of that celebrity's fan base, or like to hang out with that celebrity. Because if you don't like that one thing that the celebrity likes, then I don't think that you should be able to hang. Like, there's no point of hanging with them, because that's just total disrespect. Which I've never been on that level before, but just to be able to, like, if Nate Diaz passes me a blunt, next thing you know, I have to sit there and be like, no, I don't smoke. Tell that to Nate Diaz, oh no, I don't smoke weed. No, most of anybody in their right mind would be like, I think I gotta take this. Same thing with Snoop Dogg. It's like, I mean, like, there was a video of a security guard. He's like, a security guard at a music festival, and Snoop Dogg was literally smoking a blunt. And I'm pretty certain that this security guard wasn't supposed to, smoke or drink alcohol while he's at the job. But Snoop Dogg had to like go down to tie his shoe or something, and he was in the middle of smoking his blunt. Then he passes it literally passes it, plays a puff, passes it to the security guard, and the security guard takes it, holds it for a second, makes a split decision. Everybody's looking at him, and he's just like, and starts smoking Snoop Dogg's weed. And I'm like, I don't know if he got fired or not, but that's a tough situation. You're between a rock and a hard place right there. If Snoop Dogg passes you something, passes you a blunt, which is like his staple, his logo, like you have to take it. And that's the same thing with the Diaz brothers. They fall into the same style because they smoke a ton of weed as well. And I just would fail in that rotation because I would not want to be put in that position of something I do not want to participate in the first place, because I would probably not say no just out of the simple fact because it's just like, oh God. It's Nick and Nate Diaz and Snoop Dogg. Like, come on. But it's all jokes aside. I, of course, said no. We had to, the mom didn't want to go. I wouldn't have gone anyways. I had a wedding to go to. I didn't want to let a friend down. What? There's a once in a lifetime. Yeah, look, it's also a once in a lifetime to be a friend. And if my friend always wants to hold something over my head, like, Dawson, you didn't do this for me, or hey, Dawson, why, you hurt me like this, and this in the past, I get to rub this in their face. Well, guess what? I declined going clubbing with Nate and Nick Diaz so I can be a part of your wedding. You must be pretty special, because that was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity with two guys that I'll probably never meet in my life ever again. I will never get an opportunity, probably never get an opportunity like that. I'll probably get struck by lightning before that ever happens. There'll probably be more of a chance of me winning the lottery than me running into Nick and Nate Diaz at a hotel, much less cooking pizza rolls at 1 a.m. and then he's grabbing a Modelo casually like nothing's happening. So yeah, be mad at me all you want to, but I skipped out going clubbing with Nick and Nate Diaz to go with you. the holy grail of friendship comebacks would be that for sure. But meeting Nick and Nate Diaz was definitely the top tier part of my whole vacation. But also, that opened up another questionnaire that I put on my Instagram story, and that was, have you ever met a celebrity? And if so, if you met a celebrity, if so, who was it? And give me some little details of what happened. And so I made another poll, and it was just as great as the last one. People were more than happy to tell me their stories of them meeting celebrities. One was, someone said Drew Brees at a random event that his friend invited him to. That's very awesome, meeting Drew Brees, a quarterback. I would honestly like to meet Drew Brees. That would be pretty cool. I probably wouldn't be as ecstatic that I was with Nate Diaz, but for sure, Drew Brees would be top tier for sure. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Marshawn Lynch, an athlete. If I had to meet an athlete, Marshawn Lynch would be the athlete that I would want, because he's so entertaining, and I've been following him since I was young. He would definitely make he would definitely get me like jazzed up just as much as Nate and Nick Diaz did. Before I keep on getting more into this, I almost forgot. Nick Diaz also, that reminds me, I was in the middle of making pizza rolls. And so in the mix of that, Nick Diaz also was like, oh yeah, are those pizza rolls? And then he asked if he could have some of my pizza rolls. And of course, yes, Nick Diaz, you can have as many pizza rolls as you want. Do you want the whole plate? We have another bag. Actually, you know what? As a matter of fact, Nick Diaz, do you want me to heat up the whole thing and give it all to you? Because I'll feed you the pizza rolls. Why not? Why not? I want to go to that extent. But guess what? Yes, Nick Diaz, you can have whatever you want. He took some pizza rolls and he was just eating them So I gave Nick Diaz a pizza rolls. It was literally, that's why it was the best time of the whole vacation, because literally I felt like I was in a dream the whole time. And then on top of that, I handed him my card. I was telling him about how I do stand up, and he was like, "Oh, that's really cool." And then of course he asked me, "Hey, tell me a joke." And I was like, "Ha ha ha, real funny. How about you follow my podcast?" And he goes, "Bet, what is it called?" And I typed it in on his phone on Apple Podcasts, and I subscribed to it. I clicked the little follow thing of following my podcast. And I don't know if Nick Diaz is still following my podcast. But if Nick Diaz, if you're listening to this right now, just know that I am more than happy that you are still following my podcast. Shout it out, maybe. I don't know. But if you're out there, Nick Diaz, and you're listening to this, that is awesome. I'm glad. Comment something. Comment on my YouTube. You know what? Let me know. Follow me on social media. Oh my God, that is so awesome. I doubt he's still following me on this little podcast thing, but that would be awesome if he's still following my podcast. Just to know that Nick Diaz is following my podcast. Yeah, everybody. Yeah, you may not like this podcast, but Nick Diaz is following it. Would you follow in his footsteps? I can use that as my promotional device right there. Just use that as a full promotion. Hello, everybody. This is the Last I Go Hard podcast. Nick Diaz follows it. Boom, right there. Everybody like, Nick Diaz follows Dawson and Hart's podcast? Subscribe. What do you want, dude? Let's go, baby. I'm listening to it. And and also that's how much impact a celebrity has on people's stuff, or like shouting out. Like I love when people, like when celebrities shout out, like other artists shout out, like TikTokers singing their music or something like that, or someone singing their stuff. They're like, go follow him. He has an amazing voice. And everybody just follows what that celebrity says. Because even though they may not necessarily like the way they sing, they're like, well, John Legend just said he has an amazing voice. I guess he does have something special inside of him. I'm going to give him a follow. It's just going to entice people. People that may have never liked my podcast before, which there are people that probably don't like my podcast. I don't care. But I just want to let you know, people that don't like my podcast, Nick Diaz follows it. I am 85% sure that he's still following it. The only reason why I say 85% is because I think he forgot to unfollow it. And he probably doesn't even listen to many podcasts to begin with. So it doesn't matter. It is kind of like hiding in the background. But once he gets that little notification that I just uploaded a new podcast, he may be like, oh God, I gotta unfollow this kid. I'm never gonna listen to him ever again. No. But Nick Diaz follows my podcast, so I'm 85% sure. So 85% sure that Nick Diaz follows my podcast. I'm gonna make t-shirts of that. It's just, I'm 85% sure Nick Diaz follows my podcast, so you should too. And boom, got that skyrocketing in views, skyrocketing listens. It's going to peak, and boom. That's my marketing strategy. I don't need any outside help whatsoever, just straight celebrities, meeting them. Anyways, back to people who, back to reading some celebrities. I'm not going to read all these because I don't know some people. Actually, I am going to read all of these because there's not that many. Somebody said Cole LeBrant. I'll be honest, I don't know who Cole LeBrant is. I had to look up some of these people just to make sure. Who's Cole LeBrant? He is a actor and social media star who first became popular on Vine and later on TikTok, and he is mostly known for, what's he? Oh, he does YouTube with his family. Oh my gosh, YouTube families. I don't know. I'm not. He may be different. Okay, he may be different. But I am not big on the YouTube family thing. I have seen so many of those and are so scripted. It's kind of like the stupid thing, like I just pranked my girlfriend, and then they like do the stupidest prank ever. Like they like tap on her shoulder and they like hide behind a refrigerator, and she's like, oh, Where do you go? Honey, I'm scared. I think there's a ghost in the house. No, I don't know why people like this new form of entertainment that's just stupid and just idiocy. But I'm going to start doing that with my friends and just create the stupidest content out there. Just flat out the dumbest content that you can possibly think. Because I like to put effort and I like to put creativity and thinking in my content. But nowadays, there's no, literally, as long as there's like as long as it's part of the YouTube algorithm and YouTube likes every bit of it and YouTube 100% agrees with it, YouTube is going to promote it and skyrocket it. And apparently everybody at YouTube loves this cringe videos that are posted, like the magicians. Some of the magicians on YouTube and Instagram are pretty good, but there's just some that are so stupid, like oh, there goes my thumb. Oh, hey, oh, how did I do it? And all of a sudden you look down, they got like 2.5 million likes, and you're like, what the heck? I can definitely make higher quality content than that. And it's the same thing with the family YouTubes. I've watched a few of them, and they are just as they're just as disturbing, just as a simple fact, because it's so fake. I hate fakeness. I really do. I really hate the fakeness. And then like they like terrorize their kids with the camera. They're just like, hey, happy birthday, Timmy. And Timmy is just like crying in the camera because he's tired of his dad. Like literally, he hasn't seen his dad's face. He thinks his dad's face looks like a Canon camera because he's never actually seen his dad's face, because it's just a camera in front of it the whole time. And the first time he actually sees his dad's face, he's not going to believe it's his dad. He's just going to cling onto the camera. I bet that's what it's going to be, because he's never seen, like, literally constantly just draining out his life, just putting everything on the internet. It's just, it's going to mess them up. It really is. And so hopefully hopefully the LeBrant family does something different, but I don't know. That was a celebrity that someone saw. Ryan Sheckler, the skateboarder. There we go. Yeah. Saw him on a trip. They saw them on a trip at a Red Bull skate team. Okay. Now that one's cool. That would be dope. I would love to meet a skateboarder like that. Or like, was it Najaya Hughes, or I don't know how to say his name, but I watched him on X Games. I wanted to meet a skateboarder. That'd be very interesting. It would be different. Someone saw Randy Jackson at an auto parts store. What? Randy Jackson. I gotta look up Randy Jackson real quick. I think I know who Randy Jackson is. You saw Randy Jackson at who is? Hold up. Is that the dude from American Idol? I forgot what his name was. No way. You saw him at an auto parts store? Oh my god. Oh. This guy looks goofy. And then that you and your mom had an argument back and forth if that was Randy Jackson or not. Look, I was caught in that dilemma for a second of if that was actually Nate Diaz or not, because for a split second I wanted to doubt myself, because how embarrassing would it be if I would be like, oh, is that Nate Diaz? And I'm like, no. Who's Nate Diaz? That would have been very embarrassing, but I went with my gut. Like, you see him at an auto parts store. What is he doing at an auto parts store? I mean, of course, getting auto parts, but hold on. Isn't he rich enough to have people to do that for him? Go fix his cars on his own? Like, what did he do? Like, dang it. Oh my god. My check engine light's on my Bentley. I'm going to go to the auto parts store real quick. Oh my god. Dang, I ran out of windshield wiper fluid. I'm going to have to go to the auto parts store and get some more fluid for a Bentley. Like, I wonder if O'Reilly's, I've never asked this, but I know there's like specific lights for like different cars and whatnot. They like different makes and models have a specific light, like if it goes out. I wonder if a celebrity or someone that's really rich can pull up in like a Lamborghini or a Bentley or whatever and be like, hey, I need a light. I need 2 headlights for a 2016 Lamborghini Diablo. And then the O'Reilly's guys just like, oh my gosh, I gotta go dust them off. We rarely get these, but we have them for the just in case. We have them in the just in case pile. Just so happens that an outstandingly rich person decides to try to fix his own vehicle, and he comes in by himself. We have those right in the back, and so maybe Randy Jackson was just like, I needed some more lights for my Bentley, and they apparently maybe had them or not, or maybe he just wanted a new air freshener. But I would think he would have people that would be able to do that for him. I'm actually really surprised that he actually was out on his own. Jerry Jones. Is that the owner of the Cowboys? Jerry Jones. I want to look up a picture of him again. Jerry Jones. So someone saw Jerry Jones and met Jerry Jones. Man, that guy looks terrible. He does look terrible. Oh my God, he's scary. I have never. He literally looks like he's melting. Look at the picture of this guy. I'm gonna put it up to the right of me. He does. I've never seen a guy look like he's melting before, and that's literally what Jerry Jones looks like. At least in that picture. This guy definitely does not have a good side. That is for sure of what I came up with for Jerry Jones. But they said that he creeped me out. I feel like most people that look like that would creep you out. Jerry Jones, most old people like that. Well, let's skip up to the top and let's see if we have any more that's like interesting, because I actually had a lot more of them than I actually thought. I'm not going to get through all of them. So sorry for the people that responded to my Instagram story. If you perhaps, if I didn't say your thing this time, I at least went through if you did the little vacation food trip thing. So I at least allowed, said something of yours and made it worthy enough to put it on my podcast. But I don't know who Kevin McHale is. I had to look him up too. He's apparently some dude from Glee. I've never watched Glee. I don't know who that dude is. So we're gonna skip along. Eminem. There we go. That's a name that is a somebody to me, at least. Let's see here. Eminem. Saw him at a concert, and he had him. Wow, he let you come up on stage. I would flip out. I would flip out more than me seeing Nate Diaz if Eminem grabbed me by my hand. Very, very, manly, like a firm, not like, very pretty, like, oh, come up on stage, not very like man, or he'd probably just, made me jump on stage by myself. Either way, Eminem had you go to his concert, or you went to Eminem's concert, had to go on stage. My biggest thing is I know almost every Eminem song by heart, so I would be able to sing his songs very easily, but do not try to make me rap fast. I may know the words, but I cannot rap that fast. Maybe I could sing Without Me. Yeah, Without Me would definitely be a song that I could sing with Eminem. The Real Slim Shady, My Name Is. I like the classics of Eminem as well, Curtain Call, that kind of stuff. Fine Line, The Eminem Show. Oh, Business. Business by Eminem is a very underrated song, honestly. I've not heard that as one of Eminem's top songs. I love Business. I would actually sing it because it's really not known or popularized as Eminem's top songs, but definitely. And I know Kill Shot by heart as well, so I don't mind taking a few stabs in the dark at MGK. Why not? While I'm on stage, I just know it by heart, Those are just a few, so that's very cool. So thank you once again, everybody, for participating on my Instagram stuff. I would do a fun fact around now, but holy cow, I have been talking for a lot longer than I intended to on these subjects. I didn't realize how long everything would take. I just had so much to unravel. So I'm not going to do a fun fact. because I'm already an hour and 9 minutes in. It's crazy to have been actually doing it this long. I'm going to take a sip of water real quick and then wrap this baby up. Have you enjoyed the ride? Did you enjoy the stories? Nick and Nate Diaz, if you're listening to this, did you enjoy the interpretations that I had of you? I don't know. I really wanted Nick Diaz. No, not Nick. I wanted Nate Diaz to punch me. Really bad. I never had the guts to actually ask him because I feel like everybody asked him to punch him. But how cool would it be that I went to the Marriott Hotel to cook pizza rolls. And then in the mix of the pizza rolls, I see Nate Diaz. He comes over to me, and I am trying to protect my pizza rolls. He tries to grab one because he thinks he's more superior just because he's like this famous guy. I give him a little swoop of my hand, give him a little, like, hey, get off my pizza rolls. And then he gives me a pop right in the lip, makes it bleed. I have like this big old bruise on my cheek. I'm an ice pack. I'm coming back to the hotel. My friends are asking what happened. Dude, what happened? Are you okay? Where's this guy at? I want to beat him up right now. Come on. Come on, tell me where he's at. Is he down the street? I'm like, yeah. Like, what does he look like? I'm like, dude, like he walks. He's got some swag. Who'd you get punched by, dude? Dude, I got popped right in the face by Nate Diaz. Like, dude, they're like, okay, never mind. I think we'll let that one slide just to be able to be punched in the face by Nate Diaz. I mean, that would be very interesting. Just to say it and bring it back. Say it to the guys all over some pizza rolls. But now that I've met Nate Diaz and Nick Diaz, I feel like that people who meet celebrities nowadays in this culture that we're in, it is only complimentary that once you meet a celebrity in like a weird setting such as a Marriott or like a one-on-one level that's not like in a crowd basis or VIP access, that you have to make a rumor about them. You have to start a rumor, start something good, and then you just, try to get money from them in court. So I'm trying to think of a story to go along with that to, take Nate and Nick Diaz to court and, hopefully settle for some money because, that's what I think if this generation has taught me anything is that if you ever meet a celebrity, it's always a go-to to try to make a rumor and start it, make a big lie, go to court, get some cash from them, get that shmoney, and get paid, and then ruin their whole career just for money. There you go. That's exactly what, perfect. That's the greatest idea ever, So stupid. Flipping idiots. I would never do that to you, Nick and Nate, especially you, Nick. I mean, if you're still following my podcast, I would never do that to you, but hopefully you're still listening, and if you are, that's awesome. I'm glad that you made it to the end of this podcast. An hour, 13 minutes, and 21, 22, and counting seconds. But anyways, thank you, everybody, for listening to episode 41 of the Last I Go Hard podcast. I will have my social medias linked in my description, so you can go follow me on all social medias. I'm talking Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter. Got TikTok back too. I mean, I got every single one of them. I'll be posting stuff on there all the time. Questions, questionnaires, mostly on my Instagram story and my Facebook story, even my Snapchat story. I'll, if you're on there, I'll be posting questions on there throughout the week. So then the next time I do a podcast, I'll have a little part where I ask a question and I get y'all's insight, and I will shout it out and spout it to the world for everybody to hear, so you get some more crowd audience and more things rumbling and get things going and grinding out, and get some more entertainment and make y'all feel more connected, because it's a new year for the podcast, and I want to do things a little bit differently. I need to bring more energy. I brought more energy, bring the outfit, and this is gonna be a great whole another year of the Last I Go Hard podcast. I'm telling you, at the beginning of this podcast, I couldn't speak. And towards the very end, my mouth is getting a little, little jumbled up and twisted. But everybody, once again, thank you for listening and/or watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Also, once again, feel free. My Cash App will also be in the description as well. Feel free to donate. Just to show some support for the podcast. But anyways, thank you for listening to episode 41 of the Last I Go Hard podcast. I will be seeing you next Friday.
Last I Go Hard podcast. You are listening to the Last I Go Hard podcast. You are listening to the Last I Go Hard podcast.